When I've been to the Cayman Islands, I've been to Cuba, I've been all over, I've never found sand dollars.
Mona Smiley is a collector, and she found a hot spot for seashells and treasures like sand dollars.
The first sand dollar I found was here in Cowhead, and I think I had 17 of them, and I found a black one. And so these are the urchins. I think Doug found me the big one, and he handed it to me. So yeah, I love ocean and just exploring on the beach and the little treasures. So
alongside her partner, Doug Rosenwinkel, who was social distancing before it was cool, they're a long way from their Arizona home.
My daughter, Jessica, every year comes up with a fun T-shirt for Christmas time.
Tenting in Gros National Park, near Western Newfoundland's Cowhead.
But this is our forte. This is our element. This is where we love to be.
To me, it's like the little hidden paradise in the world. It's like the Garden of Eden, especially when you have those foggy days.
Because people down in the States say, how come you spend so much time up in Canada? And I always really enjoy telling him the land is beautiful and the people are kind.
I think there's a new appreciation for life because he's been camping more than me, but we've noticed that the campgrounds are full. And so it's nice that people can go play in their own backyard.
That's what Tasha Parsons and Matt Verge are doing. They're locals from Parsons Pond, just 15 minutes north of Cowhead, enjoying one of the top beaches in the province, Shallow Bay. A nice day for the couple who were hit hard by COVID-19 when pandemic conditions shut their tourism dream down.
It made it unfeasible to operate my business.
3 years before the pandemic, Verge used his life savings to launch this boat tour that leaves his home in Parsons Pond and runs into the scenic Long Range Mountains.
About $10,000, and I took an early retirement through the union and put $40,000 into the business and all my startup fees.
And that all crashed.
And that all crashed to nothing.
Now he's back to his fly-in, fly-out lifestyle, leaving his home for weeks at a time, but says he's optimistic, seeing tourism numbers bounce back.
I expect the tourism to boom here and continue to boom through the next 20 years.
So you're not giving up hope, you're just waiting until things settle down.
I'll never give up hope. It's home. It's where I've grown up, and there's beauties in Parsons Pond that no one would ever see if they didn't have a tourism operator to bring them there.
From the beach to this local hotel, Daryl House is also looking to make a comeback.
And we actually expected ourselves to go up about $500,000 in 2020, but COVID came along.
He says those numbers are climbing back up with tour groups like this one and another uniquely Newfoundland experience.
We're having a good year. Our figures are a little better than 2019.
But there's an animal in the water going under.
Probably a seal.
Lots of different things happening, especially with the theater. Now the theater is reopened, which is great for the 2022 season.
Tonight is the first night that we've got both shows on stage again. So, fingers crossed that we've done with our COVID thing for the year.
Galen Buckle is the woman who oversees that prize theater in the heart of Cowhead. She says they had a rocky start when COVID hit their crew earlier this season, but the show can finally go on.
I'm hoping that people are going to come back in droves.
The modern $10 million theater was about to make its debut when the pandemic hit. Like all organizations, they were forced to adapt with changes like online shows. But now the Center for Performing Arts is back with performances like The Birds.
Fantastic.
Yeah, as you could say, on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as fun and entertaining, it was an 11.
Remember Mona and Doug? They came to see a show recently.
And you're up close. That's the beauty of a real small theater like that.
There were only about a dozen or 15 people there, and they had a nice stage set up, and 3 of them. It was
their opening.
The theater is hoping for more of that and say the Performance Center is more than a place to see a show.
Now that we have this building here, we want the community to feel like this is their building. A year-round hub of activity, and that will be everything from presenting other artists out there on tour, musical artists and theater groups that are on tour, and we'll bring them into Cowhead in the middle of February.
Back at the beach, those winter months are far from the minds of visitors.
It's been wonderful, I have to say.
But it's full circle
Here we
here.
have books, and so these are the urchins. I think Doug found me the big one, and he handed it to me.
More places to visit, things to do and see. And despite pandemic setbacks, an exciting energy continues to grow around locations like Gros, Morne and Shallow Bay, where tourism is changing.
This first time we are coming here, actually making this far to the west end. We've been in St. John's for past 10 years, but never been to Gros Morne. So this is our first time. This is fabulous. This is excellent for the kids. A beautiful spot, sand beach, which we don't find much in St. John's.
Yeah.
And see, kids are enjoying.
Reporting for The Independent, I'm Leila Beaudoin.